guys, welcome back to my channel and to this week's Plan With Me video. We are planning the week of May 4th to May 10th, which, yes, was Mother's Day week. Contrary to the fact that it should have been a celebratory kind of week for myself, it was not, but I'll go into a little bit more detail about that later on. The first thing that I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you through the kit as usual. So the kit that I am using this week is a Stella Bow kit. This kit I've actually had for quite a while now, so much so that you can see in the top there's a bit of like yellow discoloration. So I actually bought this kit, I think last year for last year's Mother's Day, but ended up going with a different kit. So I thought that I would finally use this kit. It's pink and it's rose gold and it's beautiful, and I thought it was about time I used it. So it is of course my choice for this week. Now I did and ah about bringing in some additional foil. I contemplated using some Girl Boss Anna overlays or underlays as I prefer to call them and use them. But I thought that with the fact that there was already so much foil throughout the kit, there was confetti sprinkles through the glitter headers, I just thought it would probably be a little bit of overkill, so I decided against additional foil. I do use some foiled scripts throughout the kit, so you'll see that when I mark Mother's Day, Coffee Monday, I think when I mark filming, so there's a couple of places where I do use some foiled scripts, but for the most part I actually went with my handwriting this week, which is very different for me because anyone who has been following me for a while now knows that wherever possible I do try and avoid the use of my own handwriting because I cannot stand it. Now before we get into the spread, I did also want to say a quick hello to all of my new subscribers. So we are sitting at 296 subscribers at this point, which is huge. I honestly never thought I would hit 100 subscribers, 50 subscribers, and here we are just short of 300. For anyone who is new here, like I said, hello, welcome. Your support means the absolute world for me. I love my channel. I love spreading creativity and giving you guys some ideas, and I love feeding off you guys as well and seeing your spreads and your kits and things like that you use. We have built a cute little community here, which I am very, very fond of. But if you are new here, you may also know that I am going to do a giveaway at 300 subscribers. So that is just 4 subscribers away from where we are now. And the likelihood is I'm probably going to do the giveaway on Instagram, and then I'll share the details on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please check the comments out below. My Instagram link is there. You can pop over, follow me, and when I do eventually post said giveaway, you will therefore be able to participate. It's a little bit harder trying to do them on YouTube, in my personal opinion. So at the moment, I'm going to stick to posting the giveaway on Instagram. So if you are at all interested, definitely check out my Instagram link below. Speaking of Instagram, I have been so slack with Instagram lately. I was on such a good roll. I was posting my pre-plans every week. I was posting my spreads and my hauls and all of that. And then I don't know what happened. I just got to a point where I've stopped posting. So it's been a little while since I've posted on Instagram, but I need to get back in the groove of it. So I'm going to need to take some pictures and things like that and catch everyone up to speed with spreads and videos they may not have seen yet. So again, another reason to follow me on Instagram. I also really need to get in the habit of, with my pre-plan videos, I obviously pre-plan with them. So you guys, as far as what you see on camera, if you watch those videos, you basically see me lay out the stickers and that is it. So I really need to get into the habit of actually posting a like before the pen and after the pen photo for those spreads, because otherwise you guys don't get to see it. And I'm trying to be a little bit more accountable. I know that I've said it in those Plan With Me videos, but I need to hold myself a little more accountable with my pre-plans because I'm trying to use them to be productive and proactive throughout the week with things that I need to do and remember and things like that. But I haven't been using it very effectively. So I've been trying to get myself into the habit of filling it out every morning with a small checklist of what I want to do or achieve for that day. And it has been working. I just find that the space on the right-hand side, because I use a Metro City Girl planner, the space on the right-hand side ends up empty and I never know what to put in that. So I'm still struggling with that, but for the most part, I have been using the checklists and like the functional left-hand side of the planner, which has been good. Now, we're going to go back to the spread because we all know that I love to chat and I get on, like I digress, I go on a tangent, and then the video well and truly finishes and I'm still here talking. So let's jump into Monday. So the first thing that we mark, of course, is Coffee Monday. So I do that using a script from Stellabo, but I think I do that at the end of the spread, so you won't see it until the end. And I do use a cute little bunny there holding a coffee cup from Status Paper Co. Again, really trying to change up the stickers that I'm using because I find myself in a habit of using the same stickers all the time, which is great because I love them, but I've got so many stickers I really need to start using them. I then go ahead and use the little work stickers from the kit to mark in my work schedule. You guys know I'm still working from home at the moment, but that is just to capture work for the day. I then go ahead and use a little emoji from Coffee Monsters Co. to mark that I filmed in my lunch break, because again, apparently that's a habit of mine and I don't know what I'm going to do when I go back to work because I'm obviously not going to be able to film in my lunch break, but I guess we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Monday evening, I've used an icon from Stellabo to mark in that my friend Kat from work actually purchased Animal Crossing and she's been playing, which has been really fun. And then I use a Celeste sticker, which, yes, Celeste is from Animal Crossing, to mark that Celeste visited that night. Now, this is back when I was very Animal Crossing heavy, so lots and lots of Animal Crossing throughout my spreads, but you will see that as the weeks progress, like what are we now, 31st of May, as I'm sitting here sitting here doing my voiceover, Animal Crossing does move itself away for a little bit. I still play, but just not every day like I was before. Just because I've been really busy and I've had some hobbies and things I've been working on outside of planning and work. So the Animal Crossing side of things kind of died down a little, but I still play. And then the last thing that I use is a Hobonichi flat lay from Wednesday Planning to mark in that I uploaded my Metro City Girl planner. Unfortunately, Wednesday Planning is no longer open, but I do still have some of her things available, so I still use those because I really love them. On to Tuesday, I use a little Sticker Thief bun with a Shut Up coffee mug to mark that I was very tired that day. I just haven't been sleeping. I've got a little bit of insomnia going on at the moment, and it's getting the better of me, so I was incredibly tired. I pretty much think like this entire week, you'll just see me marking in like sleeping in, being tired, headachy, just a lot went on this week. And of course above that I did mark work. In the afternoon portion of Tuesday, I have used a Fox and Cactus like Anxiety Girl there. I didn't want to write anything in there because it's kind of on the personal side, but to keep it simple, that particular evening, I actually found out just before bedtime that one of my three brothers, so I've got three brothers, the middle one of the three was actually involved in an altercation where he was robbed and assaulted by 6 to 7 other boys or men. Don't want to go into too many details about that, but that's essentially what happened. And I'd actually, when they told me that it had happened, I actually found out, so again, I found out on the Tuesday, but it had actually taken place on the Monday and no one had told me about it until the Tuesday. So I was very upset and anxious and yeah, I felt really bad. So that was that. I did try to take it easy after that, so I've just put in a little coffee cup there and a script from Stellabo, but again, I don't think you'll see the scripts until the end of the spread, because like I said, I ummed and ahed for the whole spread as to whether or not I was actually going to bring foil in or not, and I do decide to bring bits and pieces in at the end, so you probably won't see any script laid down until we sort of come back to the recap. On to Wednesday, I of course marked work. I've then used a tired or worn out Sheila Sugar to mark that again I was tired that day. Naturally didn't sleep very well the night before, having found out what I found out. I then go ahead and use a Fox and Cactus laptop girl to mark that particular day. I had training at work, training meaning a PowerPoint presentation and reading over some pamphlets, which I find personally is a really crappy way to learn something. I'm all about being proactive and hands-on. Teach me something, read me something, that's fantastic, but I need to do it. I need to experience it for myself. And unfortunately, given the environment at the moment, we can't do any sort of special regular training like we normally would, so I had to learn it via PowerPoint. I then go ahead and use a Planner Goddess Studio YouTube icon. I do pair that with the script, but I do also write in there as well, just to mark that I had a Plan With Me binge. I haven't been doing a lot of that lately. I think I've just run out of people to watch, and the people that I do watch aren't posting as frequently as they used to. So I only really Plan With Me binge every so often. Underneath that, I use a little coffee cup from the new Marshmallow Studio, a doodle range, to mark that I visited my brother Jake, just to see how he was after everything had happened, and just to hang out with him because, I don't know, I felt like I needed to put him in a bubble in a room and lock the door and never let him outside again. So I went to visit him, and then underneath that I just used a little heart from the kit to mark in that I felt incredibly helpless. When we found out in detail what had happened, I just felt being the eldest in the family, I just felt incredibly useless, incredibly helpless. There was nothing I could do for him, and it was just a really sucky, terrible, horrible situation, and I hope nobody that I know ever has to go through that. Moving on to Thursday, I go ahead and mark work. I then use another one of those tired bunnies to mark that I was feeling the fatigue. Again, like I said, this week is full of tiredness and sleeping and headaches and stress. So I guess that's probably another reason I use this particular kit, because it kind of detracts from that or tries to camouflage that. And then that afternoon I go ahead and use a Fox and Cactus girl to mark that I pretty much laid in bed. So I signed off of the computer for the day, and I walked the 2.53 meters to my bed, and I laid in my bed until my husband got home. We had dinner, and I pretty much didn't do anything after that. The only thing I did do after that was have a bit of a YouTube binge. So generally, if I'm watching Plan With Me, I'll put Plan With Me binge. If I'm watching something else or just generic YouTube, I will put YouTube binge. So I've been watching a lot of mukbangs lately. I've been watching some more Planet Zoo streams and things like that. So I just change it up when I can. And the little icon I use there is from Planner Goddess Studio. Again, I think I actually leave some of the icons out until the end and don't lay them down until the end. So if you're confused because I'm telling you that something's laid down but it's not, that is why. But I do always link the shops that I mention or use throughout the spread in the description below if you're interested in checking them out. On Friday, I've got a blank little box there. That is to mark that I had a day off. I know that I've got a script somewhere, but for the life of me, I couldn't find my rose gold scripts anywhere, so I just left that blank. I then use a Sheila Sugar icon to mark that I had a migraine. I don't know what it is, but every time I have a day off now, I tend to have a headache or a migraine for the entirety of the day. I then layer a script with icon over some decorative washi from the spread to mark that I had a lazy day. And then that day I watched quite a bit of Netflix. So the first movie I watched was Missed You Already. It is such a beautiful, such a sad, wonderful movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And I use a little popcorn bucket from Stella Bow to mark that. I then use a Planner Goddess Studio Sassy Girl to mark that I started watching Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which is also wonderful. And then that night, hubby and I watched a movie called Dangerous Lives, and I've used a little Planner Goddess Studio icon to mark that. On to Saturday, I use a Tickled Pink planning pillow to mark sleeping in. Beneath that, I use a Sticker Thief coffee mug to mark in that I have a cup of coffee, and then a Happy Dyer icon to mark that I filmed, and I pair those both with Stella Bow scripts. That evening, I've used a Stella Bow icon to mark that we went to Kmart, and some utensil stickers from the kit to mark that we had Nando's for dinner. And then I've used a little Marshmallow Studio sticker to mark that I had a Tupperware party online that night. Finally, on to Sunday, I go ahead and use an Arctic Paper Studio script to mark in Mother's Day. I then use 2 little flower icons from Marshmallow Studio, part of their Animal Crossing range, to mark that I visited first my mum, and then I visited my mother-in-law. And then I used 2 flat lays at the bottom of Sunday to mark what I did for that evening, which was have dinner. So we had pizza at my mother-in-law's house, and I did have a plan with me go live that particular night. So that was the week. You will then see that I go back to my sidebar. So I do go ahead and I bring in some Simply Gilded Rose Gold washi tape just to fill in those blank spaces. And then I did bring in some of the lace washi tape as well to fill in those gaps that I didn't have anything to put, where I didn't have anything to fill in. So I think it worked out really, really well. I didn't record my social media following because I totally forgot about it. And other than that, the only other thing I marked in my sidebar was that it was the 6th week working from home, and that is from and I use an icon there from Scribble Prints Co. And as per usual, in my sidebar, I've got a Planner Goddess Studio YouTube button this week, and my favorite Instagram icon from Sticker Thief on the side there. I will give you guys a bit of a wiggle, and that is pretty much it for this week. I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you've got any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. But I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.